Happy Tuesday, guys. Allincrypto here, and welcome back for another daily cryptocurrency market update. This is, of course, going to be a jam-packed one, but as I'm a little bit stretched for time, we are going to try and fly through it, which I'm sure some of you may appreciate, as our daily market updates typically tend to extend to the 15, 16, 17, 20-plus minute mark every now and then, just because there's always so much going on, even if the price action is very boring. And I want to get the price action out the way. I actually did a video with my Patreons where we looked at the differences in what was a bear market compared to what we believe is now a bull market. And we've really been expressing, really over the last week or so, our kind of uncertainty about the short-term movement for Bitcoin. And by short-term movement, I mean the immediate kind of week, 2-week direction. And actually, if you look at the price chart, I think that actually the price action, and we're predominantly price action traders, has very much validated the uncertainty that we've had. Now, I do believe that what we're currently doing is very similar to what we've already gone through. And anybody who is familiar with price action will be able to actually analyze the differences between this market and this one. And again, something that I was looking at, very messy chart in regards to with my patrons this morning. But in regards to price action, you know, we are very much mid to long-term bullish on crypto. We think there's this amazing period ahead, and you've got a number of forces at work right now. We've got a particularly strong dollar that may continue to be strong based on the yields. I'm uncertain about the dollar as well. We've kind of expressed our thoughts on this kind of no man's land and what we need to see happen to the dollar. Dollar's been very strong. It's been very strong on the back end of yields going up. Yields have been killing it. Bit of a slap in the face today, though, however. And of course, dollar typically most predominantly follows the 10-year yield. And actually, the 2-year yield is typically the follower or the pace setter for interest rates. So if these do spike up, you're going to see higher interest rates, which is going to implement a higher dollar. Now, how's that going to weigh on the crypto space? Well, crypto's literally done nothing on the back end of a strong dollar. Stocks are at an interesting point. The futures market looking like it might close down today. Many of our stocks actually hit their targets. I think we should probably remeasure this and see if this did. We certainly didn't hit our target. You know, we still think that the S&P is going to new all-time highs. We've done a video where we look at Michael Burry's portfolio, and it literally looks very similarly if you put altcoin charts next to many of his new and recent buys. You know, he's kind of the big long at the moment. It literally looks like he's got a portfolio full of altcoins, which is interesting. Again, doing that cross-market analysis, assessing that everything, I don't mean everything, but smaller cap stocks, you know, are ready for upside. Bigger ones are leading the way in the same way that Bitcoin's leading the altcoins. But the stock market still, I do think, could have a bit more of a break. Apple, of course, has had a break. Are we going to get this basic support or resistance and support flip now in regards to Apple? We'll see. Crypto's really not doing a lot, and I think this has validated a lot of our uncertainty. However, I do know that you're supposed to have a yes or a no for ARK's Bitcoin spot ETF on Sunday. Now, this could be why the price action is doing what it's doing. It's waiting for a catalyst such as this one that will ultimately lead to a similar result to what we've seen previously. And I do think this is a similar kind of consolidation to the one that we've seen. You know, it's absolutely our assessment that this is a good market environment to be long crypto. And my money is absolutely where my mouth is on that. If you want to find out about my portfolio, what I'm doing and where I'm doing it, please do consider checking out the Patreon. For me, it's not about whether we should have bought here or not. It's more about what we should have bought here or not, or what we should have bought or not in regards to, you know, we're very confident on the upside. It's really just about making sure that we've picked the fastest horses in the crypto race. And we're not talking about TPS. Big news yesterday, PayPal launches stablecoin in the US, the US dollar-backed stablecoin. PayPal's PYUSD is fully backed by the US dollar, deposits short-term US treasuries, and its similar cash equivalents, and can be redeemed one-to-one for the US dollar. The US, if they want to, and I was actually listening to something from Russia where he was, Vladimir Putin was essentially saying to, was it his finance minister? He was joking with him and he said, when are you going to, how long is it going to be before we replace you with AI? And he said a couple of things, and one of his responses, well, we've spent the equivalent of $1 billion US. So even they're using the US. If you understand the US dollar system, which is the world system, actually the US would be wise to adopt pushing and legislating stablecoins to propagate the US dollar around the world, because many countries would use it, just like we did in the bear market, to mitigate Great British Pound downside. So this is huge. The broader implications of this is a wall of money coming into the crypto space and being used internally in the crypto space in regards to stablecoins, not just PayPal's, but everybody's stablecoins. This is from Gilbert Verdrian, who, of course, is the CEO of Quant Network. Quant Network is a project we are exceptionally bullish on. For a second there, I thought Apple was issuing an Apple dollar. Wouldn't be surprised if big tech enters the banking market this way. Tokenized commercial money native to their platform wallets, ISO, or iOS, or Android, and enables for billions of their customers to transact instantly who have their devices. This is the future, ladies and gentlemen. And this is an alliance between Autodesk, Apple, Adobe, Pixar, and NVIDIA for OpenUSD. This is coming. Seriously, 2 replies to this. Now PayPal has launched a USD stablecoin. Consumers don't understand wallets with OX 123 addresses and complex blockchain workflows. Yeah, so I know I had actually speaking to a data company, a blockchain data company that aggregate multiple blockchains. You know, we are honestly, and I'm very, very privileged to be at the heart of kind of what's going on with this blockchain revolution, speaking to so many brilliant and amazing minds. The tokenization of everything is coming, absolutely. And actually, blockchain, I think, is still quite complex for the average individual to get their head around and use. And actually, you've got people like Quant, and blockchain becomes mainstream when it's easy to use, and we're not quite there yet. And companies that facilitate that, I think, are going to do very well. In regards to PayPal, I just want to make everybody aware it's not something I'll be using. And then, of course, they can offer interest and stuff like that, and all these weird things that PayPal can do. And actually, I think that PayPal, let's look at PayPal stock. Because wouldn't that be interesting? Does it look like an altcoin? Probably. Oh, we're on the daily here. Potentially. Yeah. Interesting. Could become a buy at some point. You know, maybe you've got some sort of a base form in here. And that would be really when you'd be looking to get... You've got a lot of work to do, by the way. A hell of a lot of work. This is still what we'd call a stage 3. And maybe it's looking to base out here. But it's not really clear. I wouldn't buy this yet. But PayPal have a habit of... They froze truckers under the tyrannical regime of Canada. They froze truckers, PayPal accounts. You don't want a stablecoin. The whole idea of what we're trying to do here with blockchain, really, or the ethos of what it came out of was to bring sovereignty back in regards to custodialing, being a custody of your own funds and having that right. And because of some of the kind of complexity of being able to use, which isn't complex for native people like me, blockchain, I think this does get taken away in the name of ease of use. And most people probably aren't that caring of it. So just be a little bit careful here, but the good news is you are going to see an absolute wave of other companies like Apple. They're all going to have their own banking services that are made possible via blockchain. And, you know, that's going to bring a lot of money into the crypto space on its own, let alone the tokenization of hundreds of trillions of dollars worth of assets. Of course, we've got the deadline, which we spoke about. We have been covering the sort of Tron and Huobi story. Justin Sun yoinked $200 million worth of USDT out of JustLend, the USDT he has taken from Huobi back to his personal wallet and then transferred to a new address. Feeling some heat, Your Excellence. This guy's really trying to go for Justin Sun. The new address seems to have some history of sweeping into Huobi, so it looks like the withdrawal. So there's lots of interesting things going on right now. Huobi receives 200 million USDT and 9 million Ethereum from a whale. Probably I wouldn't be surprised if that's the account that withdrew from JustLend, and all these interesting things going on, but we'll keep you up to date on the Huobi story and everything in between. To move on to a little bit of boring macro, sorry guys, I've got to do it. We want everyone to be savvy with this sort of stuff. On Thursday, of course, you've got CPI. CPI's expectations are coming in at 3.3. That'll be the first higher print in over a year. Let's see how the markets react. Again, Bitcoin not really doing a lot. Choppy. And yeah, I think we've been validated with our uncertainty. This has been painful. This is why I don't day trade, to be honest, because you'd lose money. I'd lose money trying to trade that, if I'm being honest. So the risk reward doesn't make a massive amount of sense. I'd rather catch the moves like this, which have been very right on. And we'll see. And again, there's still room for a little bit more downside here. CPI and everything coming up, dollar being very strong, a few worrying factors. But for me, that's just going to be a buying opportunity. On that note, I'm going to love and leave you guys. We did promise to keep this one short and sweet, and we have done so. Have a triumphant Tuesday, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. See you in the next.